Good morning everyone, Jessica here from Stitching Colours and welcome back. Today is the 23rd of December and this will be my last update before Christmas, and I think there's one more before the end of the year. So today I've got quite a few projects to show you of what I've been working on over the last 2 weeks, but I've also got a very grumpy cat because she did not want to share the chair. Oh look, hello. She was quite happily sleeping and did not want to share. I might start to have to think about another filming option because she definitely does not like her chair being taken to film on. Do you? Hey? So, she's just out of camera, isn't she? Anyway, let's make a start with, in no particular order, the Mythical Creatures Stitch Along from Pain Free Crafts. This was the 2020 Stitch Along, which has been completed, but mine I started in 2021. I have not quite completed as yet. Actually, it might have, yeah, it was 2021 or 2022, something like that. Anyway, moving on, you'll see. Last time you saw it, hang on, let's do that. For the bottom half of the alphabet. So I've still got back stitching to finish on X, Y and Z. I've started on some for Z, but not X and Y as yet. So this got 2034 stitches on it. And yes, I'm sure you can hear that meowing, so sorry about that one. So this is stitched on 28 count 2/2 using Easy Guide, Lugana, and all of the cord for threads. So you'll see here with the Z, I have done the back stitching on the head, and I have to say I do like this one. Hi Loans. She's recently discovered the joy of swinging baubles on the tree, so it's been interesting. Hi. It would also be useful if she wasn't nudging my shoulder. Right. What? What is it? Okay, so moving on to my next piece, and I've lost where, here it is. So the next piece I have is another big one, which is the Halloween Afghan, which is charted by Stony Creek, and I'm stitching this one also on 28 count 2/2 instead of the cord for 4/2 on 20 count. She's playing with my hat now. Okay, so here's where I'm up to now. Can you see? I think so. So what I have done now is finished this page just about. There's part of the next exactly what are you doing? Okay, so there's part of the next flag is on this page as well, and now she's definitely decided to play with the tree. Fun times. But because it's only probably about 100 stitches that's on this page, I decided I will do it when I do the next page next year. So this is as far as it's going to get for 2023. So here is where we're at overall. I'm really happy with this. So it's just going to be a matter of getting some more progress on this one next year. So as many of you may already be aware, I'm not stitching it on the 20 count because I don't see myself using it as an actual Afghan. I'll use it as a wall hanging, and 28 count is a little bit better of a size than 20 count over 2. So the next piece I have, also in no particular order, is Mini Magic Mirror. This is a Anne Stokes piece, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. So this is stitched on 25 count 1/1, and this got 1005 stitches on it. So you should be seeing where you saw it last time, and here is where we're at now. So you'll be able to see I focused on a lot in this star symbol, and a lot in this arch, the archways for the mirror, and a little bit in her hair down here. That's where I've got most of those 1,000 stitches. I've got a few oh dear, I've got a few threads parked on this page still, but most of them have all been stitched in and or moved to the next page. The next one I have, oh okay, this is another Heaven and Earth Designs piece. It's also stitched on 25 count 1/1, and this is Dragon Race into the Night, based on the artwork by Rose Khan. So this got 786 stitches on it. So here's where we're at now. So I was focusing in particular over on this page where it's in the dark side, and just filling in some areas above the fireworks and around the fireworks. So that's coming along nicely. For you, those of you who may not be aware, I decided once I'd gotten the first row of pages done at the top to move down on the second row of pages and do one from each end to stop myself getting bogged down in too much of any one area. For example, this big tree, which covers about 2 or 3 pages across. And I have to say, as much as I love how trees look in the end, I hate stitching them. There's just so many different colours in them. It feels like there's stitches, 1s and 2s of stitches everywhere through them. So they're not exactly fun to stitch, but they do look amazing when they're finished. Okay, next. Another Heaven and Earth Designs. This is Autumn Dragon. This is based on the artwork by Sheena Pike. Had to think for a moment there. This was temporarily retired, I think, and then it has been brought back since. So this got 739 stitches on it, and I'm not quite sure where I focused on this one. So you'll see this is where it's at now. I think a large number of my stitches were in this area, I think. and I also stitched in a few parked threads that were over here, so it was a bit of everywhere. So yeah, but I'm really happy with how this one's coming along. I am thinking for this one I might go down the path of extreme cross country. I find because it doesn't have any nice square border outlines, I think it might be easier to go down that pathway for this piece in particular. So we'll see how we get on with it, but that is what I'm thinking at the moment. Okay, the next piece is a pain-free crafts piece. This is Archer, based on the artwork by Esmira, and she is stitched on 25 count 1/1. She got 602 stitches, so these were all over on this page, and I'm loving how this is coming along, and I think she's going to be a focus for a finish next year. I'm probably not going to have many finishes next year. I kind of want to get some big progress on some of my pieces, but again, it goes back to the situation of if you focus on getting a few big pieces finished in a year, that's where all of your stitching progress goes and you don't get anywhere on anything else. I do have a few planned starts for next year, but we'll see how we get on with those. Okay, I've got a few more pieces yet to show you. So the next one is a Night for Enchantment. This is another Heaven and Earth Designs piece, and this is based on the artwork by Drazenka Kimball. And this one was my New Year's start for 2023, and honestly it has not had as much of a focus as it should have. Unfortunately, I think my focus has definitely been on trying to get some of those other pieces that I had that I wanted to get finished, and this has kind of been left in the wayside. So this one got 689 stitches on it, and you should be seeing where you saw it last time, and here's where we're at now. So not a huge amount of progress, mainly just getting some stitches and moving some of these colors a little bit further down on this page. Not much progress, but I'm hoping to get a bit more progress on it next year. I will say with this one, it is amazing how all of the flowers amongst the vines have really come together and shown now that all of that background is all stitched in. So it'll be really cool to get a bit further on this one. You will probably notice I am rushing through these a little bit, but you'll see them again when I do my whip parade in probably a couple of weeks at the end of the year. So yeah. Okay, the next piece I have is another Heaven and Earth Designs. This is probably my biggest piece that I've got, and this is Supersized Winter Wonderland. And this is based on the artwork by Flosstube. So many of you may recognize this one started out as a mystery piece for you all to guess what it was, and then it got guessed pretty quickly. So I started on this page down here, and then I've counted my way up to the top since then, and I'm just stitching my way down to meet that page. So I've just been working in the sky, and this one got 558 stitches on it. This one is definitely going to aim to get a bit more progress on it next year, because it's a supersize. It means that if I don't actually put some time and effort into it, it's never going to get anywhere. It is about 500,000 stitches, so unlike a lot of pieces that you go, oh well, if I only focused on that for a year, I would just about get it finished. But I'm not going to, because I'm working on other pieces. That one is definitely not a potential finish in 1 year kind of project. It's going to take quite a few years. But I love it, and I think it'll get a little bit more exciting once I get into some of the more pretty purples and other things that are going on in it. The next piece I have is the piece I started for the 1st of December, which was the mini Sunflower Cottage, which you may remember, and this was based on the artwork by Donna Gelsinger. And this one actually got quite a bit of progress on it. Where is it on my list? 1102 stitches. So here's where we're at now. Hi, Loans. So you'll notice that I've brought the sky down a bit, and for those of you who may not have seen my last update, I decided to cut out the darker blue that was in this top corner, and I just stitched the 995, I think it is, right across, and I'm a lot happier with it. And you can see I've got all of these 2 hearts all filled in, and there's another heart over here, and just some more sky down here. So I'm really happy with how this one's coming along. I think it's at 4%. It's only 55,000 stitches, so that means it is pretty quick to get a percentage done on it. Okay, I've got one last piece, and that is Hare Porter. This is a Gecko Rouge piece, and it is based on the artwork by Jenny Parks. So this one got 574 stitches on it, and I'm really enjoying it. And in case you haven't realized or missed it, pretty much all of my full coverages are done on 25 count 1/1. So here's where we're at now. You should have already seen where you saw it last time, and you can see where I've got here is the castle, and then there's the edge of the first cat's cheek is in here. It's just the very outskirts of the fur coming through. So I'm really happy with how this one's coming along, and I can't wait to get a bit more progress on it. And I think once I get a bit more progress on it, the castle should hopefully become a little bit more defined. So yeah, that's all the pieces I've worked on over the last 2 weeks. A little bit of an update in our IT integration. It did not go well. So I didn't have access to emails for 2 days, nearly 3 days, and luckily I was out on site for one of them, so it wasn't a huge issue in some ways, but it did mean I just wasn't getting any emails, could not send any emails. It's all sorted now for my end, but Daniel, my trainee, his is not sorted now. They did another migration over at the end of this week that we've just had, and mine went fine. His did not. He's now no longer got access to Word or any Microsoft products or his emails. Just in time for things to shut down for Christmas. Great timing. Gotta love it. But he has still got access to emails on his phone, so it's progress. so he can still do a few things if he needs to. So we are now on our Christmas shutdown as of yesterday afternoon, so I'm on call until the end of the year, all days except the stats, and then Daniel will be on call after that for the start of next year until we go back on the 8th of January. So very exciting, and hoping to get a bit of stitching done and get my whip parade all filmed and everything like that before going back to work. So I hope you all have a good Christmas and that you find some time in there to sneak some stitching in amongst all of the family activities and everything else. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you in a couple of weeks or at the end of this year, whichever sooner. Alright, thank you. Bye.